Good morning all. It's Tuesday morning. Should be a busier day today for you all to see. I'm just currently looking at a block of maize to see what the ground conditions are like and how wet it is. The rest of the guys have headed off to what we hoped was going to be the nearly fell over, the first block harvested today, but Will's gone in there and the ground conditions are really wet, so we're just a little bit wary of making too much of a mess when we want to get a wheat crop in afterwards. So I've just headed up here to some ground just near Tiverton to see what the conditions are like in here, whether it's going to be a better option. As you can see, the crop's definitely fit to harvest. I'm currently walking along a track we had to make through the crop to get to a wheat crop that was kind of locked in by maize. So I'm just going to walk to this bottom headland, which is the wettest part of the field, and do a little loop around the field to try and work out whether it's going to be a goer here or not. I think looking at it, most likely we'll be moving up here and harvesting here. Obviously I'm not on a trailer at the moment, as you can see, but if all goes to plan, I'll be on one later this afternoon. Flyn's got to shoot off early today, so I'm going to take on from him once he goes. But in the meantime, I hope to bring you some footage from the ground of harvest, so that you've all got something to see. But yeah, for now, I'm going to have a walk through this crop, have a look at how it's doing, but also have a look at the ground and report back to William. So just as a bit of an update for you all, to me it looks absolutely fine in terms of ground conditions, so I imagine we'll head this way. But unfortunately, I would say that the wind has caught this crop quite a bit. So, and it's looking definitely fit to harvest. So we do need to get in here reasonably sharpish, just to avoid any issues with the crop going down, as it's definitely fit to go. So I think this is likely our next stop. So yeah, decision made. We're going to come up here. The ground conditions seem okay anyway, but the amount of damage that the wind's caused, it's just the crop's got to come off now. Otherwise, we're going to end up losing far too much of it to it falling down. So they're on their way, and we'll bring you as much as we can before I've got to take on a trailer. And I'll try and obviously still give you a bit of a video from there on out as well this evening. Not the ideal start to the day really, turning up and realizing that one of the fields you want to harvest is pretty much underwater, but we will roll with the punches, move on to the next block, and I think we've potentially got the one after lined up already as well, so we'll be all right. So Will's opening this field up with Andrew, blowing over the top of him into that bunning trailer. This is a first for the channel, as this is the first field that we've seen two crops harvested out of. Back when I first started, this was the first field that I showed some beet harvest in. And we're now taking the maize off that followed that beet, which yeah, makes me feel like I've been doing this longer than I have actually. So that was back in January, February type sort of time, and now we're getting the maize off. So from when I last did the video and just said that we were moving up to here, it's been about half an hour, 40 minutes, and the guys arrived. So Will's cut that ring in the maize to get Andrew back out the same gateway they came in. You can see ants waiting in the wings just to take on from Andrew in just a sec. If I just come the other side of this tree, get a bit of a better view. You can see from what's going in the trailer, it seems reasonably green. I think possibly this field may be the greenest field of the lot on this block, having walked around. So as this was going to be the only chance to get the drone up today, as I'll likely be driving the tractor later on, we got the drone up, watching Will now filling Harry's trailer. I think at this point, Will had filled Andrew and Harry already, possibly one other. So we'll watch him run along here. You can see he's not cut the very outside of the field as yet. We've cut through the outside of the headland, or the inside of the headland, I should say. That area of the field can be quite wet, so it's just a case of trying to cut the field reasonably sensibly so that we don't come across any problems further down the line in terms of wet patches in fields, and we can use emptier trailers. So after a very small rain shower, I got the drone back out and just shot across to the far side of the field just to do one last little clip. You can see in here that it's a good crop of maize. It's a little bit greener than what we have been cutting, but still above the dry matter threshold that we're after. So all good on that front. But to this point, it's probably our best performing field of maize that we've cut so far. Will's just finishing Harry's trailer now. Should stop at any point. There we are. And I believe it's Josh in the tractor behind him, if I'm not mistaken, who'll take on. Josh or Flynn, not sure. Can't tell from here. Anyway, he's taken on. We head up. We'll follow Harry just for a second and just watch him as he's leaving the field, and then we'll come on back, watch Will turn the corner at the top of the field, just so you can see how the field's been opened, what the crop's looking like throughout. It does look like quite an even field, no patches, no up and down bits in there, so seems to have done quite well this year, this field, which is good. So you see a bit of manoeuvring and reversing round and back at it. And once this trailer's full, the next one is waiting in the wings, ready to go as well. And that'll be all 6 trailers filled and heading back. It's just an update from the clamp. You can see this material is a little bit green, or it seems a bit green, but at the moment the average of the field is 32%. Some of the loads have obviously, as you saw, come from the outside of the field, and the headlands are always going to be that little bit wetter than the insides of the field. But at the moment 32% is where we want to be, so happy with that. Dad's got a little bit to push away here. These side sheets have just gone up to move some material around, so just got to tidy up what's here, roll it in. Just in case you're thinking that the face looked a little bit untidy there, that's the reason why, is we've been just pushing it away quickly so that the side sheets can go on properly. When we check back in later, it'll be all neat and tidy. So we're later on in the afternoon now. Flyn's just tipped, and I'm gonna jump in his tractor and tag myself in while he shoots off. See Dad coming back down now. Pit's filling up pretty quickly. So we are now harvesting. You will see there's quite a bit of down maize in this field, which is just wind damage, unfortunately. So it's the right time to pick it up, just to prevent any more, because once crops do start to go down, they will keep going down, unfortunately. So glad we're catching it when we are. So I've got my load. Will's now just filling Andrew. He'll finish this field off. I would have thought Tony is in the field, if not. But after this field, there's one final field in there, and we will be done for this block. So I've just got turned around for my second load, because Will says that it's going to fit in the rest of the trailers on the run. So I've just come to cut back through the plant on my way back to the yard. So I thought I'd just give you this final update of the pit. Is Ant tipping. That'll be Ant's final load as well. Tony should be the last trailer needed. You can see here, that is Tony's load, that some of it's been picked up and fed fresh. And Ant's load that he's just tipped. Dad's gonna start pushing away. So we're on to the next block now. Bit of onboard footage from the forager. Harry next to us, pulling the Joskin trailer. So at the moment, if we look out there, see wheel obviously got to the next block before Will, as he was finishing off that one. So at the moment all the trailers are lined up, ready to go. Andrew's already headed back to the clamp, so we'll know sort of how many trailers we'll need once he's back. We'll see what the state of play is. The likelihood is that I won't be needed anymore, so I thought I'd jump up and have a little watch, see how it's turning out. Harry reverses back. I think it's Josh that's about to take on from him. Yeah. So this is the second field of that block, but we're going to call it a day after this one. The dry mat has dropped to 28 or just below, so it's not going to be worth cutting this. Going to give it the time it needs, although it does look like a very good, well, it is a very good crop, so that's a positive. But we will we'll hold off on the rest of the fields until the crops matured a bit more. So there we are, another day of maize harvest done. Obviously called it a day slightly early. We would have finished that block tonight if it was going to be a little bit of a drier crop, but there we are, not to worry. The positive side is that it looks like a very good crop, so we can work with that. We'll have to have another look at it in a week or so's time. We've got other stuff that can go in the meantime. That was purely because it was going to be close by and easy to get to after the block this morning. So sometimes these plans don't pay off, but there we are. And yeah, that'll be it for today's video. I will be back tomorrow. The weather this week is kind of difficult to follow. It seems to change not even from day to day, but from hour to hour. So we'll see how much we get on with this week. You can see the tractors and trailers are all coming back around me, so I've got lights in my face. But yeah, thanks for watching today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers.